This is my first time of creating a video while making my soup, and I'm so excited I did this. Here I'll be showing us how I produce this simple soup. First, here is my oils, which has been measured properly and adjusted for this production. Now I'm pouring in the lye solution formed using sodium hydroxide. Adding now is STPP, soda ash accordingly. As I'm adding, I'm stirring it so that no lumps will be formed. And also now I'm adding sodium sulfate. All these have their own unique functions in soup making. I'm still stirring it, and if you can observe, I'm stirring it in the same direction. I haven't changed the direction I'm stirring it, but I may change my hand, but I will not change the direction of the turning or stirring. Now I'm adding SLAs. SLS is great for foaming and is good for washing. It makes the washing performance great. As for the soda ash, it's great for grease cutting and cleaning. When I say grease cutting, it can remove oils from clothes or from dishes while washing. It's great for washing. STPP stabilizes the bar, while soda ash boosts cleaning. Sodium sulfate is a filler. It increases the volume of the soup. Now I'm adding sodium silicate and glycerin, which had been earlier measured out. If you overdo any of those things, you may have a failed bar. That's why you take time and measure out each of the ingredients before you go into production, because once you poured in your lye into the oil, trace is formed. You will not be able to be measuring anything again as you're producing and turning your soup. That is why everything has to be ready on ground before you go into production. Now I'm adding my fragrance. Fragrance makes the soup scent nicely, and it's also great. It makes our clothes whiz scent greatly after washing. It helps on our fabrics. It will make it to smell nicely and perfectly after laundry. So many people like their clothes to have a nice scent. Nobody likes bad odor after washing. So that's the function of the fragrance there. As for the glycerin, is a moisturizer. It will protect your hands, to help protect your hands from harsh chemicals. You will not have peelings on your palms after using the soap, because everything to take care of that has been laid down accordingly. So the stirring, here am I trying to remove everything. I don't want anything to remain. I'm actually trying to remove everything from the plates. I measured out the other ingredients, but I'm sure everything is there in their correct weight and measurement. After doing that, I'm now turning it again. I kept on stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring in order to incorporate all the factors and ingredients into this soup properly, to avoid having a failed bar or something that will not come out the way I had imagined it to come out at the end of my production. Now I'm actually going to pour into my bar, into the molds I had prepared. I have partition molds for now because I don't have a soup quarter. But by faith, very soon I'll have one. But I forget about what I'm using to mold my soup. Just make sure you follow the procedures and everything that is being done here accordingly. To every production, there is a laid down principle and procedure for production, whereby you fail to follow the procedures and the principles that are being laid down, your end result may not always come out perfectly. That's why it's good to follow the laid down principles. If there be standard percentages for measurement, you make sure you know it and you apply it. In this soup production, I apply the subchart value for sodium hydroxide. I didn't just measure it because of the quantity of water I'm using, but I measured it because of the quantity of oils I'm using and the type of oil. The sub value was gotten from the different type of oil combination I used for this soup production. That is why I always emphasize on what we know as total fat matter. The sodium hydroxide quantity or weight in grams was gotten from the total fat matter used in this production. I used palm oil and palm kernel oil according to the standard ratio of combining the two. I didn't just combine it anyhow. Palm oil is a hardening agent. It hardens the bar. PKO enhances foam production in soup. So that is the function. Each and every one of them have their own function. You don't have to overdo any so that you get your adequate result at the end. After pouring into the mold, you notice I was trying to level it properly so that at the end everything will come out accordingly. It will not be one side higher than the other side lower. I wanted to have a uniform bar. That's why I was leveling it into the mold so that it will come out perfectly. After hardening and curing it, I'll have a perfect smooth bar at the end. Here I'm also pouring in the left batter into my silicone mold. I love silicone mold. If I am to be opportuned, I'll prefer to have more of this silicone mold and the other mold that comes in a wooden form with a silicone mold inside. It always produces a very beautiful bar soup at the end without stress of cutting here and there. I just love the smoothness it has after production and after your soap has been formed. I always love it. It's stress-free in production. Don't need to heat anything, you just have to carry the soap, the mold, and the soap comes out.